I ran into all of y'all at the Women in AI Summit that was put on at Vanderbilt University this year. And we got to talking about incorporating artificial intelligence into the what y'all are teaching or how you're teaching your students in law school. And it's quite frankly, it's fascinating to me to think about hitting AI in law school head on instead of defensively. Give us a little brief description of how y'all are incorporating this into your classrooms. The description probably is not going to suffice because we don't have the time for it. But let's start with Dennis real quick. How are you incorporating AI into your classroom up there in Michigan?
So I use it in connection with the teaching, with group exercises. We do a lot of simulations. I do some prompting training. We had two prompting projects in addition to final paper. I also show ways to use AI. We looked at frameworks
Hmm.
for how to choose AI tools. We also had a legislator from our legislative aide from the Michigan legislature come in and talk to the class and get their feedback about how the state of Michigan might legislate certain AI things. So we have a lot happening. We also do something called AI Studio, which is a hands-on prompting class. I really advocate hard for the students to use AI tools in ways that make sense, and I try to illustrate to them where it works well and where it doesn't, and the types of things that they should use it for, and they might not want to use it for, and that's been fascinating, and it's also been changing. I would say pretty drastically, even in the
Hmm.
last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, we're all dealing with moving target, but y'all are trying to make sure that you're doing it responsibly and teach people how to deal with the moving target. Well, Nicole, let's move to you. How are you, in a basic sense, incorporating it into your work and your students?
Yeah, I would sort of describe how I'm teaching and introducing concepts with AI in like two buckets. One would be like AI governance. So it's
Mm,
the broadest where we just explore kind of the governance framework issues for deploying these tools, the privacy implications. And then the other side, I encourage my students to use it as a research tool. I have a guest speaker from tech come each year, and he demoed a tool that some researchers at Georgia Tech developed to help find licensing targets. So you'll sort of input some prompts, and it'll tell you different publications or academic institutions or companies who are working on technology related to your keywords in your prompt. And that was like mind blowing to me because I've never seen that before. I encourage them to use whatever they want to use. I mean, ChatGPT is
mm,
good for factual research,
yeah.
vetting as a research tool. I find it really helpful to show law students how they can actually still ethically use AI tools
Mm,
to get
mm-hmm.
deeper factual information while still using the trusted sort of legal databases to find case law that's relevant, to investigate legal issues, regulatory issues. Um, so, and I think what they've told me at least is like, you're one of the few professors that encourages to use AI. And I'm like, we have a lot to do in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So my engineering brain is more like it'll take you weeks to get an answer to that. That might take you a day
Yeah.
if you use the proper AI tool. So I liken it to training them to think more efficiently, particularly if you're under a billable hour rubric, that not all your time's going to get counted for if you're not efficiently doing the research writing and things like that. So that's where I'm doing in a nutshell.
I start with AI literacy, and then I have shifted my classroom more. And because I teach skills courses, this is a
Hmm.
little bit easier for me to do. I always focus on process over product anyway. And
Yeah.
so I'm less interested in what their final product looks like than I am in what the process is that they use to get to that final product. I've taken some of the things that used to be in the classroom that were more explanatory, those are out of the classroom, and we spend more time in class with them actually doing things, pencil and paper. To me, one of the
Okay.
best tools for effective use of generative AI is this.
Pencil and paper.
Get yourself a pen or a pencil and a sheet of paper, and you can really make AI sing for you.
Hmm.
And so I have them write things in class
I
that they can
think
then upload to AI and maybe get feedback on, or
Mhm.
maybe, work on throughout the process of creating a product. So the other kind of assignment I give them is I give them something that was created with generative AI on a topic that they have researched, and then their job is to edit to final product. Any person who is a writer or teaches writing will tell you, you learn more about writing from editing anyway. And
Yeah.
I've been really happy with how they engage that way. And so it's funny because they feel like they're working with AI, but they're just doing plain old, screen and keyboard editing. And
Yeah.
then um, another way that I use AI that has been really exciting for me is using prompt architecture um, as a framework for teaching good writing. And so that's why I tell students we're going to sit down, you're going to get out a sheet of paper and a pencil, and we're going to plan out your prompt. And so I have a prompt framework based on the rhetorical situation. We work through the rhetorical situation, and then I teach them how to build prompt stacks on each part of the rhetorical situation.
Okay.
And then they end up with this really robust, specific prompt. And so a really good, precise prompt is going to get the AI right where you want it to answer your question.
Mhm.
And so the two ways I use it is I have them integrate AI into their process. I have them do a lot of pen and paper writing, and I have them use prompt writing as a framework for learning how to write with nuance and precision.